Good morning to all students for final prop examination. I am Dr. Manoranjan Sarkar, Associate Professor, Department of Surgery, going to take class on large intestine. Today's class is the tutorial class on large intestine. Usually tutorial class discussion regarding the exam and large intestine you will be faced during viva voce examination as well as written exam. Today I shall try to discuss especially relating to the viva board exam related. I think already you collect the sample questions of viva board from your register, and one copy is in my hand like this, and I shall try the discussion on the mode of answer according to the question samples. So, on large intestine, there are several sample questions here, and I shall try to solve all the questions chronologically. The first question, what is FAP? That is each question has three parts. Must know, better to know, and nice to know. The must know, the what is FAP? First question, what is FAP? What are the clinical features of FAP? The FAP means familial adenomatous polyposis. It may be defined clinically by the presence of more than 100 colorectal adenomas, but may present in small gut as well as extraintestinal manifestations. That is by definition we know that when we perform the colonoscopy or sigmoidoscopy, if we found 100 colorectal adenomas, then it is clinically called FAP, familial adenomatous polyposis. But this manifestation is not only confined to the large gut, it may present in the small gut also. It may present in the stomach, it may present in the small intestine, that is the duodenum, jejunum, ileum, and so on. And even may present with extraintestinal manifestations. That is some manifestations that was not related to the intestine, that also be manifestations. Problem. What are the clinical Phaesaurs. The phaesaurs of familial adenomatous polyp, that is the in other types of polyp in the large gut, these polyp also produce some clinical phaesaurs. And clinical phaesaurs again subdivided into two parts, that is symptom and sign. Symptom in other type of polyp in the small or large gut, here also produce intestinal colic. Patients may produce constipation, subacute intestinal obstruction, perrectal bleeding, and alteration of bowel habit. Alteration of bowel habit means the patients habituated the habit of bowel, but nowadays or several months that habit was altered. Patients may present with constipation. Patients may present with constipation followed by loose motion, like this. The sudden change of any bowel habit, we designate it as a alteration of bowel habit. Alteration of bowel habit. Then investigations. Investigation proctosigmoidoscopy, we can find the numerous polyp in the rectum, sigmoid colon. If we go through a colonoscopy, then huge number of polyps are found whole of the large gut. This is the investigation findings. Then blood examinations may be done for genetic analysis to confirm the FAB. And examination of blood relatives, there is the cousin, nephew, nieces, like this. And this FAB, here 80% of has the family history, and remainder 20% may develop after mutation of APC gene on short arm of chromosome 5, that is it is autosomal inheritance, chromosome 5. It is the 80% has family history. So when we investigate the patient, his family, blood relatives is also genetic analysis should be done. And this patient, if this patient is recognized as the FAP, that is the familial adenomatous polyp, the lifetime chance of development of colorectal cancer is 100%. So it is very important for the management of the patient. If the patient is designated as with FAP, that is the familial adenomatous polyposis, these patients will develop carcinoma in a 100% case. And usually 20 to 25 years, even 30 years may need to develop the carcinoma. For that reason, the family members should be examined and early diagnosis of FLAP and the surgical treatment will be confirmed at least 10 to 15 years after appearance of FAP, because more than 20 years or 25 years it may be converted into carcinoma. So, for the prevention of cancer, the early diagnosis of FLAP is very much essential. And 80% patients has the family history, and remainder 20% only the mutation of genes, APC gene, that is the adenomatous polyposis colon gene, and it is the short arm of chromosome 5. Then by definition we know that it has some extra colonic manifestations. Then second half of the question is also the what are the extra colonic features of FAP. That is the what are the other manifestations beyond large gut. As this FAP is the autosomal dominant, it produces 3 germ layers manifestations. That is the ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. From all layers can produce the manifestations of familial adenomatous polyposis. So here the extra colonic endodermal derivatives, that is the 3 germ layers, ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. The endodermal derivatives, the disease arises from the all endodermal lining epithelium, that is adenoma and carcinoma of duodenum, stomach, small gut, thyroid, biliary tree. The lining epithelium of that organs develop from endodermal origin. So, FAP may present with adenoma as well as carcinoma of that lining epithelium, that is the lining epithelium of stomach, duodenum, small gut, thyroid follicle, the lining epithelium of the biliary tree, etc. Ectodermal origin. The ectodermal manifestations, suppose epidermoid cyst, it arises from ectoderm and presented with underneath of the skin. Though it is an ectodermal origin, but manifest epidermoid cyst in the under the skin. Brain tumors, as the brain is developed from ectodermal origin, so brain tumors may develop from FAP. The retina of our eye is the part of central nervous system, so it is also ectodermal origin. And congenital hypertrophy of retinal pigment epithelium may present as an extracolonic FAF. Mesodermal origin, that is the desmoid tumor. It is the tumor arising from the skeletal muscle, that is the mesodermal origin. Osteomas, the tumors arising from the bones. And dental problems, the tooth also arises from mesodermal origin. So dental problems may manifest as an extracolonic flap. So there is so many extracolonic manifestations. What are the principle of management of FAP? This is a nice to know part of that third part of questions. What are the principles of management of FLAP? The principle of management, that is the, at first principle means aim. At first we know the aim. When we diagnose the patients as FAP, it is benign condition. So, as this benign disease will be converted into a malignant disease, and it is 100% incident. So, our aim is to prevent development of cancer. This is the aim. We have to prevent the conversion of that benign disease into malignant disease. For that reason, we have to remove this benign disease, that is familial adenomatous polyposis of colon, should be removed before the changing occurred into malignant disease. And we know about 20 years need to develop from the development of FAP into a malignant disease. For that reason, if we want to prevent the development of cancer, we have to remove the FAP at least 10 to 15 years after the development of FAP. আমরা যদি বাংলায় বলি যে এই পেশেন্টের FAP প্রথম শুরু হওয়ার পর থেকে ক্যান্সার হওয়ার জন্য প্রায় 20 বছর সময় লাগে। কাজেই এই ক্যান্সারে পরিণত হওয়ার সময়ের পূর্বেই আমাদেরকে এই টিউমার অপারেশন করে সরিয়ে ফেলতে হবে। দ্যাট ইজ 10 থেকে 15 বছর টাইম আমরা নিতে পারব। তাহলে আর্লি diagnosis of FAP, the development of FAP, and then highest we can delay 10 to 15 years. Beyond this period, the chance of development of cancer is very much. For that reason, we have to perform the operation within this time, that is the 10 to 15 years after development of polyposis. So this is the principle of treatment, and after the treatment the yearly follow-up of that patients to develop in the remaining part of the gut that should be followed yearly by colonoscopy. This is the principle. This is the principle. Surgical option, the surgical options of PEP, we should remove the total colon present with adenomatous polyposis, and then the ileum is anastomosed with the rectum. That is total colectomy with ileorectal anastomosis. Here is the one option, the total colectomy, then ileorectal anastomosis. This is the name of operation. Another option is the total proctocolectomy. That is the whole large gut including rectum and anal canal will be removed, and then end ileostomy is done. Is the total proctocolectomy with end ileostomy. It is the another option. The other option is the preservation of anal canal, but large gut including the rectum is also excised. Then rectum is replaced by forming a ileal pouch that represents the rectum for the reservoir of stool. In that situation, we can preserve the anal canal and we remove the whole large gut, sigmoid colon as well as rectum. Then this operation is called the restorative proctocolectomy with an ileal pouch anal anastomosis. Restorative proctocolectomy. With an ileal pouch anal anastomosis. That is the anal canal is reserved, whole gut, whole large gut, sigmoid colon, rectum will be excised, and rectum will be replaced by doing a ileal pouch. Then ileal pouch is anastomosed with anal canal. It is the another third option. These are the options of operative procedures in case of PEP. Again I repeat it, colectomy with ileorectal anastomosis. Here rectum is also preserved. Total proctocolectomy with end ileostomy. Here total colon, rectum, anal canal all are excised. another হলো restorative proctocolectomy with ileal pause and anal anastomosis. তাহলে ileal pause, ileum কে ileum-এর সাথে বেন্ডিং করে একটা পাউস তৈরি করা হয়, এই পাউসটা আবার অ্যানাস্টোমোস করা হয় অ্যানাল ক্যানালের সাথে। দিস থ্রি options. Post-operative surveillance, already I have said, the yearly by colonoscopy and gastroduodenoscopy. Colonoscopy as well as gastroduodenoscopy, because the pap may present also in the stomach and duodenum. This is the mode of answers of that questions, and I request you just not to memorize the question answer, but always you try to understand clear conception, then it will be very helpful in your future clinical life. Another question, what are the macroscopic varieties of carcinoma of the colon? Here in your question you can see the number 25. What are the macroscopic varieties of carcinoma of the colon? Second question, what are the common etiological features of carcinoma colon? And third portion, how colonic carcinoma spread? What are the macroscopic varieties of carcinoma? Here macroscopic means only by seeing on our eye, with our eyes. What are the classification of carcinoma? How can we classify? Only by seeing with our eyes. Usually 4 type of carcinoma in macroscopic classification. That is the annular variety, tubular variety, ulcerative variety, and cauliflower. Annular variety, annular means round. Annular means round. And this is common, and it can produce obstructive symptom early. Annular variety. And the involvement of the circle of the colon, there is some relation with the time. Usually 3/4 of the colon involvement requires 1 year time. So if we found the half of the circle of that colon is involved with the carcinoma, then we can estimate the starting of the disease. This disease is already started approximately 1 year, it is less than 1 year. If it encircles the whole part of the colon, then we can estimate the time it has developed the disease more than 1 year. And we know that approximately 3/4 circle involvement occurred within 1 year. This is very important, the time measurement clinically for the advancement of the disease. and assuming the starting of the disease. Second, tubular. Tubular variety, it extends from proximal to distal or distal to proximal, and it is proximal involvement is rapid than the distal involvement, and it is very late presentation in obstruction because it is tubular. And another is the ulcerative variety. The ulcerative variety presents early as with mucus discharge pararectally or bleeding from the ulcer, or if the carcinoma presents high up in the colon, it may present with melena. So, ulcerative variety presents earlier than the tubular variety. Then cauliflower variety. It's look like a cauliflower. For that reason, it is called cauliflower variety of carcinoma. The cauliflower variety, sorry, the cauliflower variety produce also the obstructive variety earlier. Here is the 4 types of macroscopic variety: the annular, tubular, ulcerative, and cauliflower. The frequently asked questions in the Viva board. The next, what are the common etiological features of carcinoma colon? Regarding the etiology, at first no single etiology is not identified for the development of carcinoma colon. Several etiology and accepted model of that, several models. The accepted model of colorectal carcinoma development is that it arises from adenomatous polyp after a sequence influenced by environmental factors. Again, previously we discussed about the flap. That flap may convert into a carcinoma colon here, and this conversion from adenomatous polyp to carcinoma colon, the several factors has responsible. Several factors. What are the factors that are responsible for this change or change of genetic mutation? The multiple of such hypotheses of that genetic mutations. Suppose the associated with the dietary factor, some dietary factor, red meat, processed red meat product, dietary animal fat, smoking, alcohol. These dietary factors are associated, those who helped the changing or genetic mutation from adenomatous polyp to the carcinoma. What are that diet? Red meat, processed meat product. In processed meat product, here the heme and N-nitroso compound. Sometimes it is asked in the Viva board or it may placed in the MCQ. The why processed meat product is harmful? Because due to heme and N-nitroso compound. This compound helps for the genetic mutation and other dietary animal fat, smoking as well as alcohol. Etiology, here the etiology of colon cancer, the first accepted model, it develops from the adenomatous polyp to the carcinoma, and this change, some factors are responsible. Suppose red meat, processed meat product, dietary animal fat, smoking, alcohol, etc. And inherited genetic factors. Here the patient is already genetic factor, he or she is inherited from his mother or father, that is the FAB, familial adenomatous polyp. Another is the mutation occurred in the body. So here all are etiology. Then the how colonic carcinoma spread. It is very simple. Just you can tell the various routes, that is the spread of colon cancer, that may be local, lymphatic, hematogenous and transperitoneal. This is the main four routes. Local, again circumferential and longitudinal. Its circumferential involvement and its longitudinal. Local spread. Then lymphatics. The lymphatics usually when it go through the lymphatics, it is entrapped in a different level of lymph nodes and that are designated as epicolic, just attached to the surface of the colon. Paracolic, the lymph node along the terminal blood vessels, supplying blood vessels of the colon. Intermediate, it is the main branches of the artery supplying the colon, and it is again the central group. Central. Central means it is very close to the artery arising from the aorta. that is the superior mesenteric, inferior mesenteric artery, superior mesenteric artery at the when it arises from the aorta. That is the epicolic, paracolic, intermediate and central. हेलो जी, आदाब सर। जी सर, হ্যাঁ আচ্ছা, আমি দেখে আমি পরে আপনাকে জানাবো। আমি তো ক্লাসে আছি, তো অনলাইন। আমি দেখে আমি আপনাকে ফোন দিয়ে জানাবো। আচ্ছা, 12 নম্বর বেড। আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে। আদাব স্যার। And another road, the hematogenous spread. The hematogenous spread usually go to the liver, lungs, bones, adrenal gland, brain. From the colorectal cancer, the first site is the liver. The draining areas, the whole gut is the liver, so first site is the liver hematogenous. Then it may go to the lungs and bone by vertebral and lumbar venous plexus. Transperitoneal, seeding may occurs by breaching the surface of the serosa of the gut, pelvic cul-de-sac or Bloomer shelf manifestations. Here the outer surface, that is the serous surface of the colon, is breached due to the involvement of the cancer, and then it is seeding into the pelvic cavity. After doing a rectal examination, we can find the Bloomer shelf if the transperitoneal spread occurs. Today I want to finish this class here, and next questions will be discussed in the another few questions, or 2 to 3 questions here. All questions I shall try to solve you. In the next class, I will try the remaining questions of that sample questions. Today, I want to thank you for your patience hearing in my class. Good luck. Thank you.